But during this time where you're experiencing, what do they call that? They kind of
say awakening.
What's that?
Awakening?
Yeah, well, I guess, do you have friends in your life who you're trying to process this with? Like, hey, these people are saying this and it seems racist to me.
Yeah.
So you have friends
Yeah. I had Brian. I actually had this other guy that grew up, he was like 4 years older than me, grew up in the same hometown. And black guy, Nigerian. So the other thing too is African parents raise their black kids differently than Black American parents.
Okay, yeah.
Because they don't have, where do they come from? They come from a place where it's all black people.
Yeah.
So they don't have, the man did. It's either you do or you didn't.
Yeah,
that's it. Right. So they come here with that mentality. So while there still be the idea of racism that exists, it's not the reason why you don't get your education, you don't get a good job, you don't take care of the stuff you need to take care of. That's not an excuse. Okay. Which I found that was different between my Black American friends and my African, friends. Okay. And it was just like, that's not what it was. So
interesting.
This guy was like, he was spotting this stuff early. So he was dropping, it hit a point where he was dropping so much like what's really going on type of stuff. I got paranoid. There's points where like I would sleep during the day because it felt safer. And at night I'd stay up because I'm like, they know that I know now.
Hang on. Yeah. Break that open. They know that I know. What does that mean?
It's like they know that I know this whole thing is just all a psyop against us, like against the average person. This was like 2012, so I was still drinking a little bit. So I was like, that didn't help. But he was breaking down like, oh well, this is to actually do this to get us all to kill us at the end of the day, or the education system
to kill who?
The people in general. Like the education system is set up to keep you dumb so that they can use, they can rob you blind.
I see.
Abortion is sit there and push in a certain community because they want to ultimately end, brown and black people's chance to grow as a population. All these things that was pitched as healthcare, good for you. This is what you like. All these things he was pointing out and showing me the origins of them and who it came from. You're like, wait, that's a Nazi. Wait, that's eugenics. Wait, they're trying to destroy us. Wait a minute,
Margaret Sanger.
Right, Margaret Sanger, and they're trying to, we're learning about the welfare state and how, after the 64, 65 Civil Rights Act, that was actually the beginning of the end for the black family.
Okay, you need to slow down for me, and I apologize. No. I apologize.
I get into it. Yeah.
No, the reason is I'm not from here.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning. So I have my own kind of interpretation of what was going on when I arrived here. Like I remember when I arrived here, I felt like there was this. I don't know, people were trying to tell me I was racist.
Yeah.
And I remember being afraid to even admit that I think that it seems like people are doing that in case that made me a racist for noticing that. Yeah. Because being a racist is one of the worst things you actually could be. And no one wants to be that.
Exactly.
And we all, if we're decent people, want to be reflective and go, well, if I am, I don't want to be like that. What I didn't realize at the time is that was all, I was being manipulated. So now I have no problem if you call me a racist. I'm happy to tell you to go to hell. Because,
in a handbasket, No.
Because I know I'm not.
And that's what more people should do.
I think now people are waking up to it.
Because
but there was a time where you're called that. It's like you can't advance the argument because you're too busy apologizing for nothing.
But that's the point. That's the rules for radicals. That's Saul Alinsky. It's like if you can get people to defend as opposed to go on offense, then
see, I know, a little bit about that, but I didn't know that was part of it. But that's funny that I just accidentally articulated that.
Well, yeah, it's the color revolution is what they do, right? And I actually saw this movie called Coddling of the American Mind. It was based off that book. Okay. And went to the premiere of that, and it was really interesting because they talked about the color communism or color revolution of it. And you just pointed out, you framed it perfectly. You said, being a racist is actually really bad, and you don't want to be really bad. So think about these kids in junior high, elementary school, junior high, and high school. White straight is bad. But you could also be non-binary. You could be gay. You could be queer. You could be, which likes both. So, and these are the good guys. The bad guys are white straight. Black, you're inherently just a minority in slavery. So it doesn't matter if you're straight or not. It's just, you already got it because you're black. But if you're white, you can't just be white straight because that's already bad. So we've seen, I think it came out a couple years ago, how kids, this generation is identifying at a 40 to 45% clip as like LBG, whatever. They're identifying as that. It's like, well, because they're teaching them in school, that's good, normal is bad.
Right.
And so that's the ultimate push.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.